All right, hello everybody. So here we're gonna just wrap this thing up. I think all classes have gotten through lose message. Okay, and basically, if we fall off our platform, we lose. Okay, uh, let's wrap this game up. So one thing we want is to do is the timer power-ups. That's a minimum requirement. So let's do that real quick. So we need to go to our GM script and declare these three variables. Okay. All right. So let's go to our GM script. All right. So on our GM script, we're going to need those three variables. Again, those variables are uh, we need a public float, PU timer. Okay. So let's get in our general manager script. We need a public float, PU timer. Okay. We also need a game object for our power up prefab. Okay, let's get that done. Public game object. PU prefab. Okay. All right. And we also need vector 3 for our power up position. Okay, you got to get that thing where you want it to spawn. Okay. All right. So public vector 3 PU position. Okay, PU position. All right. So we got that in our game manager script. Okay. So first thing we want to do is we want to save this. Okay. And we want to go into our game manager here. So now we have a a game object that needs a prefab. Let's go into our prefabs. We made our power up prefab. Let's go ahead and put it in there. And we need a position of where we want it to spawn. So again, I like to just click on my player. I like to be in the move position. I think I want my power up to spawn right about there. So that's about, let's see, 0.75 for X, and I'll go negative 0.75 for Y. Okay, so I'm going to go to my, do a 0.75 for X, and a negative 0.75, oops, 75 for Y. Okay, so that's where my power up will spawn. I'm going to go back to my player and put him where I want him to drop. Okay, and why am I putting that there? Well, I want to have my guy jump up here, so I'm going to need another. Let's see, I'm going to make it. I need another platform up here. I'll put it right here. I'm going to put, I think, an enemy up here, so that remember you got to score 3 points to win. So I need a third enemy. So let's see. Let me make this. How wide do I want to make it? Let's see. How about 5? Yeah, 5 is good. Okay. I'm going to put this guy just a little bit up. So I want to be able to come up here, shoot this enemy, jump up, and try to shoot this enemy. So maybe I'll put it right about there. Okay. All right. So I need to give this a title. This is going to be my upper platform. Okay. Upper platform. I need to give it a box collider so he doesn't fall through. I don't want my player to be able to jump here, so I'm not going to give it a tag. Okay, I'm just going to make it so it's like that. I also have this trampoline here I made, so I think I'm going to move this over just a little bit so I can still jump up, go over here, or jump up and shoot this guy here. So I'm going to put this right about there. Okay. All right. So basic game there. So I got my upper platform. I think I'm going to put this in my platforms just to keep it all organized here. Okay, so my power up should spawn right there. Okay, and I do need another enemy. I got to be able to shoot enemy and get 3 points to win. So I'm going to get my enemy number 2, and I'm going to duplicate that guy again. I'm going to call it enemy 3. Now remember, when I duplicate an enemy, he's act right on top of this other one, right? So I'm just going to move this enemy right here. And this will be my last enemy I have to get, okay? So I got 3 enemies there, which would give me 3 points. Okay, so let's see how this is looking. And this is looking okay. All right, I think I'll be able to jump up right here and miss that guy. Okay, so these are kind of the basics we need. So I'll be able to get 3 points. If I touch an enemy, I want to die, or if I fall down here, I want to die. So we'll make that the conditions of the game too. All right, so I just need to get my power up. My power up would allow me to do a double jump. Maybe not use the trampoline, but double jump and maybe come right up here and shoot that enemy. Maybe that's the way I want to get that enemy. Okay. All right, so let's finish the power up timer. So let's see, I got my variables. Now I need to set my pickup timer inside of if game is over is false, and add a statement that checks if the timer has reached 3. Okay. So let's go do that if game is false. Okay, so this is going to go in. Let me just get this. Is going to go in. This is going to go in right here, right below. Okay, this is the if game over is false. So that's going to be right here. If game over is false, I'm going to put this condition right inside of there. It's going to be one more. Okay, I'm going to put it right there. And basically all I need is is this piece of code in there. Oops. I just need this little piece of code. PU timer. We need to set delta time. Okay, so let's do that. All right. PU timer is increasing by time dot delta time. Okay. All right. Now if PU timer is greater than or equal to 3F, what do I want to do? Okay. Well, what do I want to do? I want to instantiate my prefab. Okay, and then reset the timer back to 0. So that every 3 seconds, this pickup will, or this power up will spawn again. Okay, so we're going to instantiate. Okay, my PU prefab. Okay, where? At the PU position. Okay, and rotation is just quaternion dot identity. We don't want any rotation. Oops. And then we are going to set our PU timer back to 0. Okay. All right. So there's my PU timer. Okay. Now we can save this. Let's go ahead and check our program. Okay, let's just run it and see if that thing spawns. 1002, 1003, there it is. Okay, so there, I can go up there and shoot that enemy right there. Now look it's been 3 seconds and it spawned again, right? Okay, so that's a good thing. All right, so everything's looking good. Sorry, I had a little phone call there. And, you know, I can take my guy here. And let's see if I can just make it. Oh, I wanted to make it over there to get that last enemy. Okay, oops, I got to power up. Jump twice. All right, I got my 3 points. Let's see if I look at my game manager right now. My score is 3. I got a console log and it says you win. Okay, so that's all working good. There's my 3 enemies and my pickup. Okay, now the power up, if we get it, it's going to respawn every 3 seconds, right? But if we don't get it, we can't, you know, what if we want to make it appear, hide and appear, and do that kind of over and over again without us getting it? So one thing we could do here to make that happen, that's kind of the last part here, is go to our power-ups here. So we just did all that. We don't want to pile up power-ups on top of each other. In other words, if we just leave it as it is, it's going to spawn a new power-up every 3 seconds in the same place. Okay. So in order to destroy it after 3 seconds, so they don't kind of build up, we need to attach a new script to our power-ups. Okay. So, and that script is pretty simple. It's basically going to just look like this, a PUScript. So we're going to make that and attach it to our our power-up prefabs. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. All right, so let's see, where are my prefabs? I put them in this folder. Okay, so oops, right there, there's my power-up. Okay, so I'm going to add a component. I'm going to add a new script. I'm going to call it PUScript. PU, capital SCRIPT. Okay, I'm going to call it PUScript. Okay, so let's make it a new script. Okay, there it is right there. Let me open this guy up. Okay, here's my PUScript. Okay, so it's just a really simple script. We just need a timer. So I'm going to go up here. We're going to create a public float. And we can just call it timer. Well, yeah, we'll just call it timer. Make it simple. Okay, just like in the instructions. Don't really need void start. What we do need is in the update, we need to make our timer active plus equals time.delta time as always. So our time is going based off seconds rather than frame rates. And then we just need to say if our timer, okay, is greater than or equal to 3F. And we want to destroy that timer. Okay, so we'll just destroy game object. Okay, all right. So save this script. Okay. Now let's just go test it out real quick and see what happens. Okay, so let's go to our game. Okay, let's go ahead and run this. See what happens. Kind of want to see what happens over here in the hierarchy. So it's spawn. There's the clone. Should disappear in 3 seconds. Well, notice there's not another clone appearing. Okay. So that's good. Now, what this does, it just makes this power up always there. Okay. Now, if I go and I get my power up, okay, I got my double jump. You see it respawns again, right? Okay. So you could mess around with the times. Okay. So I'm gonna keep getting this power up. You could mess around with the time so that the power-up will automatically spawn, destroy itself after so much time, spawn, destroy itself after so much time. So you could do that too, but right now we have it set so that when you get it, it will respawn after 3 seconds, and then it won't keep spawning. Okay, that's the main thing we wanted. We didn't want this thing to keep spawning. So when you get it, it keeps spawning. See if I can get this enemy right here. Oh, fell off. Come on, big jump here. There, got him right there. Okay. All right, so that takes care of that. Last thing, I just wanted to go over stretch goal 3. Stretch goal 3 is basically make one of these enemies jump, or you can make them all jump, but I want this little guy, right here to just be jumping to make it a little bit harder to shoot him, or I can make this guy jump. I'm just going to do it to this guy right here, so I'm going to talk about how to do stretch goal 3. So stretch goal 3. If we're looking at stretch goal 3, we're basically done. So at this point, you can get 3 enemies and win the game. You fall off the platform, you lose. Okay, so at this point you're pretty much done. But if you got some extra time and you want to attempt some of these stretch goals, let's look at them. There's a bunch of them. Okay, we're gonna do all these stretch goals. We're gonna do all these. Well, not all of them, but most of them before we start working on our project for this unit, which we can take our game and make it better, expand it. So create a rocket enemy that jumps up, falls back to the ground, and waits a little bit for jumping again. Okay, so this is a quick one, stretch goal 3. Okay, right here. Let's do stretch goal 3. So all we need to do is find one of our enemies. That's enemy 2, enemy 3. I'm going to do this on enemy 1. Oops, enemy 1. Okay, enemy 1. So I'm going to add a script here to make this guy jump up. Let's just call it rocket enemy. Rocket enemy script. All right. Okay, so my rocket enemy script. Okay, so I'm going to create it. Okay, let me open this rocket enemy script. Okay, this is going to be a very simple script. Okay, we need a timer. Okay, this is going to be a jump timer, so we're going to do a public float. We'll call it jump timer. Okay, all right. And then all we really need to do is get that timer going. So this is jump timer. Again, time.delta time. Okay. And then all we need to just do is say if our timer is bigger than or equal to 2. Let's see. Jump timer. If our jump timer is greater than or equal to, let's say, 2 seconds. Okay. 2 seconds. If that's the case, we want to get component. Again, we're going to do this with force. Some force. So rigid body 2D, which means we need to make sure our enemy has a rigid body 2D. I don't know that it does right now because we need to give it some physics. So rigid body 2D, we're going to add force. Okay, and what kind of force do we can just give it the same force. We probably don't want to have a force that is like our jump force, right? Because that might make it jump too high. Well, we could try it out. Now I think we're going to make a different force, okay? So we're going to add force. We'll call it jump speed. Jump speed, okay? Dot jump speed. Oops. Add force. Sorry, it's not there right here. Jump speed. Okay. And there's a command called force mode 2d.force. Okay, so we want that dot impulse. Well, dot impulse. Okay, well, that's going to make it kind of go by itself there. Okay, so we do need a jump speed though. We need to set that. So this is the command that'll make that guy jump, and then we got to reset the timer so it jumps every 2 seconds. Okay, so we'll reset that. Okay, so all we need is this jump speed now. Okay, so we can put that right below our timer. It's going to be a vector 3. It's going to jump, right, going up. So we need a public vector 3. Okay, and let's just call it this jump speed, right? Okay, all right. So there's our jump speed. Okay. So we need to do a couple things now. We need to set this jump speed and just do a save here. Set this jump speed over here. We can just mess around and see what it is. Let's see. If we do this here, we get go back to our enemy. What was that? Enemy 1. Jump speed, it's going to go in the up direction. I'm just going to put a value of 100 and see what happens. Okay. Yeah, let's run this and let's see what that looks like. Okay. You see our timer. Oops. Something happened there. Oh, it's ending my game. It's pausing my game. Uh-oh, what did I do here? Let's see here. Oh, rigid body 2D, right? I forgot to give my enemy a rigid body 2D. So don't forget to do that. So I need to add component, rigid body 2D. All right. And then for gravity, we'll just try leaving it at 1. We'll freeze the rotation. Okay, so let's see how that works now. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, so 2 seconds. See, he hits that thing really hard, right? I don't like that. So 100 is too much. Let me stop this. How about 50? Let's try 50. Okay, let's play it like that. Let's see what we get here. That's way too much too. Okay, so I'm going to go for 10. Ten is looking better. I'm going to go for 5 though. Okay, that's my enemy one. Even 5. Let's see. Let's try 5. Okay. Again, this might be different values for yours depending upon. So 5 is not enough. Okay. How about 7? All right, 7. Okay. Let's see what we got here. 7. Okay, that's good. So I gotta avoid that. So I gotta. To be able to shoot this guy. Boom. Got him. Okay. That's my power up. Ooh, didn't make. Oh, I died. Okay. So notice my message. On my console. I lose. I lose. Okay. All right. So that's it. This is all the minimum requirements. Stretch goal 3 is not a requirement. You don't have to make your enemy jump. But I just thought I'd show you that to make it a little more interesting. Okay. All right, and again, this is your script for the rocket and enemy here. Not a very fancy script. Don't forget to give your enemy. You're gonna make jump a rigid body 2D. Okay, and oh yes, one other thing. If you want to hit an enemy and you want to die, right? If you hit your enemy, you should probably die. Okay, we haven't actually done that here, but we can go to our player movement script. Okay, and we can go down here where our collider functions. We can add one real quick. Okay, so I'm going to add it right here. Let's just say if collision dot game object dot tag. Let's say if that tag has enemy. Okay, enemy, E-N-E-M-Y. Make sure I spelled that right. Well, a couple things, right? One thing is we want to, if you look at our GM script, we lose if player lost is true. So we want to change that to true. So let's go down here and change that player lost. Oh, player lost is true. Oh, we got it. To do player lost is true, remember, we have to use the fact. Okay, we have to use the fact that we do have a connection, right? Where is it? We have a connection to our game manager, okay? And so in our game manager, we got to make that connection to access that variable in the game manager, right? So it's kind of like this right here. Matter of fact, I can just copy this, right? I can just copy this right here. Matter of fact, I can copy this whole thing. So I'm just going to copy that, okay? And I'm going to go down here, and basically, the only thing I need to add is player lost is true, okay? So there it is. Player lost is true, and destroy my guide. So now if I touch an enemy, I should get a message that I lost too. Okay, so this is a little bonus here. If you want to add that, let's see if I save this and go here. If I touch an enemy now, I should also get a message that I'm going to die. Let's restart the game, make sure that happens. Okay, so there's my enemy. He's going to jump. Let's say I hit him. Oh, now you can see I get a message. I died. Okay, so game is over. Okay. All right, so that completes some of the basics you probably want for your game. Okay, this is a good start. I hope that helps. Okay, and the next video is going to show you how to turn this in. All right, we'll see you guys later.